dip in your hip and glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Sensitive/offensive content disclaimer. Please note that this podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Well, no boys and girls because this is over 18. But anyway,
yeah.
Welcome to another wonderful edition of the Otter's Den with your host, myself, Keith Ottersberg, and my co-host over that way. I'm doing it again.
That way.
Joni Temple and Skinner.
What's going on?
And we have another co-host this evening. We have Thor. Thor's hanging out.
Thor is no longer a kitten.
No, he's big kitty.
He's a panther.
That is my
I don't know where Noodles is. Noodles will be here. I can't pick Noodles up. She weighs too much.
Hey, Denise.
Noodles is on a diet. We have to put Noodles on a complete diet. Thor is a panther.
Yeah, he is. He's probably about 10 pounds right now.
Gosh, I remember when he was a little itty bitty thing.
Ow!
Yeah.
I petted him and he bit me.
Well, you're bothering him. He's busy.
Yeah, he's licking his foot.
Thor is busy.
Yes.
I don't know where Noodles is.
Hey, Richard. Thanks for popping in.
Noodles is about 18 pounds, I think. She's a little chunky.
Mr. Howie Odell himself is in the house. Founder of the R.I.F.T Nation Network.
Happy Monday.
Thank you, sir. It is appreciated. And I am going to put a couple of links in the comments here real quick. Yes, at petting my cat, Lisa. In the public.
He's a panther. It's not a cat. He's a panther. Thor is a panther. He's a panther. That's cute. Hashtag petting my cat.
Yes, that's an old, very inside joke.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
I threw the links to both the Otter's Den Facebook page and the Rift Nation Network page in the links there,
There you go.
well as YouTube pages.
There you go. You're on
Right
the
there
ball.
for you.
You're on the ball.
Please go give us a like, share, subscribe. We could use it right up here. I always forget to mention that's a little QR code. You can take your thingy here and go snappy, and you can buy us a coffee or something if you want to. It's not necessary, but it's appreciated. And you can also support us by sending stars. We appreciate it.
That's cool that you almost touched that like that. I'll do that Wednesday. That looks pretty cool.
That
I'll be like all over the place.
I'm
Wait,
touching it.
Keith did it Monday.
I'm touching it.
How did he do that? That looked pretty good.
Hey, Michelle.
Hi, Miss Michelle. How are you for February?
Hey, Lois. I don't know.
Hi, Miss Lois.
I don't know. Started out Saturday and Sunday were very rough for me. No motivation, no drive. I knew what I needed to do. I know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I got some of it done.
Yeah.
But I ended up just going outside in the sun and cleaning out the inside of my truck. And then I went for a drive, and I just needed a rest. So I needed to do something outside, and I needed to clean my truck. So I cleaned my truck, the windshield, dusted it, vacuumed it out. And I was going to do my car, but it's still clean. So I'm like, well, let's just go take a drive somewhere. So I did.
That's good. You know, it was 70 degrees here today.
It wasn't that, but it was warm.
70.
50s. Almost up to 60. I think it got up to 61 yesterday.
That's beautiful.
But I know when I need to sit. If I start doing something and everything keeps telling me stop, it's like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing something else. Don't fight it. Let it flow. I went and found something that flowed. I felt better about myself because I got something done.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is I'm in the process of cleaning out 3 different computers. I got my old hard drives to work off my old computer that went through the fire. So I am going through that, getting rid of what no longer serves me. But my book, I started my book. I remembered starting my book. It's on there. I found it.
Good. So it was very productive.
Yes.
So see, you had a productive day.
I still got thousands of pictures to go through. That's undaunting. I hooked my portable DVD up to my laptop, put a picture of transfer pics, from when my kids were kids. And I got up to go do something else. I come back and the drive is just sitting there making noise and noise and noise and noise. And so I popped the disc out, unplugged it, plugged it back in. Nothing. It formatted my drive. So whatever was on it is now gone.
Well, good. See, you were very productive.
So I guess
I've got to do the picture hell too, because I need a new phone because the motherboard is gone.
Hey, Michelle.
See, the motherboard is gone. So I've got like 4,000 pictures on here, and I don't know what they are. So if I go up to the get a new phone, I'll be up there for like days while they flip the stuff over, put from one phone to the next. I got to get rid of some pictures.
You can also download it to your computer
and then delete them.
Yeah. I'm on my phone. I've got 2 years worth of pictures. I'm going through a little bit every night. I'm trying to go through a month and getting rid of what I don't want. And then before, I've learned this. before I download them onto my computer so I can put them on a thumb drive or a DVD, I go into my internet settings and I clear the cache and I clear the memory and I clear everything out. Because as you're scrolling Facebook or whatever, any little advertisement, it saves in there. So you will have 8,000 pictures to go through. It is nuts.
This is all I have are astrology charts.
Hey, Melissa.
That's all I have in my phone are
I believe that.
astrology charts. So I could probably just get rid of. That's all. Look, it's so funny. That's in my phone. You can't see it. Look, it's all astrology charts.
Yeah.
It's just thousands. It's pitiful. But I got to do that too. But that's a good idea, putting them on your computer.
Yeah, because that way you can put them on a thumb drive. You can put them on a DVD.
Yeah.
And then you can print them out later if you want to. You can take that thumb drive or the DVD to Walmart and you can print them out. You can print them on your printer if your printer is photo capable. Just buy some photo paper. And that way you can save them. You can
That's
save
what
them.
I'll do. I'll figure that out.
Good evening, Mr. Newsome.
We're ready for 2025.
Mr. Newsome, throw the name of your show in here. Plug your show.
We are ready, Mr. Newsome, for 2025.
Yes, we are.
I wrote down some interesting statistics today, and everybody wonders why they're feeling so weird and what is going on and what is happening right now.
I can add a little to that, but we'll let you get going here.
Okay. Well, for starters, we've got Age of Aquarius. That's every 24,000 years. That's kind of a big deal going on.
24,920.
Yeah, something like that. Then we're in another cycle of where all of the outer planets are moving this year. That hasn't happened in 300 years. Neptune, Saturn are going to be conjunct at Aries at the critical degree of 0. Neptune, Saturn, which is the creator degree, new things. We haven't had that since 1847. Pluto and Aquarius.
Hey, Ray.
248 years. We've never had where dwarf planets. There are some that we've never. There's a lot of astrological things that are occurring this year that we can't find. You cannot go back into history and find them.
Yeah, it's not recorded.
It's not recorded.
At least not by our standards. Now, the previous civilizations, they may have recorded some of this. We don't know because all of their information is gone.
Oh, we've got it. We've got stuff that goes back to, you would not believe. It's recorded with, people have gone back and done Egyptian astrology, that it's been recorded. So astrology is probably the most recorded stuff to go back and look at.
Right. But Göbekli Tepe, I can never say that. That is a site. It's absolutely huge. They've got like maybe 5 to 10% of it dug out, excavated, and people actually buried it on purpose to preserve it.
Wow.
And it records the date of an event that was an extinction level event. And by putting pictures of the constellations, Scorpius, Vulture, this, that, they figured out, okay, this is aligned here. So we need to go back in time and figure out when those stars are aligned at this point. And it was about 11,600 years ago. That's a bit further than Egypt, like what, 8,000 years? And they're finding civilizations and stuff with alignments that is almost 30,000 years old now. Science is still fighting it, but the evidence is there. It's there. It's there.
It's there because the first, all they had to go by was the stars.
Yeah. Yes.
You know?
Hey. But they, back then, 11,600 years ago, we were supposed to be hunter-gatherers. We weren't supposed to have this knowledge.
They had it.
We weren't supposed to have knowledge of the stars, of mathematics, of what have you.
Yeah, they did.
But they did.
Yeah, they did.
So it's really raising the eyebrows of paleontologists and scientists and the public, and science is trying to suppress it because science is like, that means we're going to have to admit we're wrong. We don't want to do that.
That's
Just put
right.
the truth out.
And see, we're moving out of that cycle of the Yuga cycle, which is going out of the darkness that you've talked about. That's every 12,000 years.
Yes.
So if people are feeling a little weird, it's understandable.
It's changed. The
Look
vibration.
at what's going on.
Vibration's raising. The Earth's resonance, the Schumann resonance. It's been spiking like a mother
Yep.
Earth.
Well, and the reason things have sped up so quickly is because we have moving out of again the water and earth, which is slower, into fire and air, which is that I think that's the biggest thing right now.
Yeah.
Is moving into fire and air from water and earth.
Look at how fast things are changing.
Oh, it's crazy.
Since that thing where we vote, that thing. It is absolutely amazing. In my view, in a positive way, there are many people out there that feel it is in a negative way. I understand. I was there the last thing you go vote on. Okay.
Yeah.
Give it a chance. Everybody's freaking out about the tariffs that Trump put on Canada and Mexico. Well, guess what?
It was
Those are on hold for 30 days, and Canada and Mexico are sending troops and putting money and technology into what? Defending their border, which is also our border. Trump talked to Trudeau and to the president of Mexico. They had good conversations. Okay, let's put this on hold for 30 days. Let's get this in place, and then we'll talk further. He's playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers. It's the art of the deal.
That's exactly all it is. And, people just have got to just relax and stop listening. These things are turning out to be nothing burgers, and you've got to really just tune it out and not get worked up, because in the end, look at where everybody was freaking out. My Medicaid's going to get shut down, and it wasn't even part of the order to get shut down. So it's a lot of this is sent out by the media to cause massive hysteria. So you just can't.
And that's something I wanted to bring up. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Hey, Richard. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people out there freaking out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people happy, celebrating. The people that are freaking out don't like that. That causes division. That causes reverberation. Just let things flow. If somebody's happy, let them be happy. If somebody's upset, okay, you're upset. I understand that.
Right.
Give it a chance. Go be upset over there. We don't have to engage in negative conversation. What would be awesome is if people could have an open, honest conversation about, okay, I felt this way because of this, my upbringing, this, my teachings, whatever, college, whatever. Okay, well, I feel this way because of kind of the same things, but we're in different places, and that's okay. But maybe we can find some common ground in some of this stuff. Maybe we can educate each other if we look at truth and facts and not what the media puts out.
Well, that's 100%, because I think the bottom line is we are have more common ground than other ground.
Yes, he did.
And if you look at the astrology, especially in February, we've got some days, and I knew, and I remember, because I thought, oh, here we go. When Mercury, and we're in this right now, when Mercury and Jupiter are together, that's our communications, but Jupiter is abundance. Jupiter amplifies a lot of things too.
Right.
So you got to be careful, because Jupiter will amplify a lot of the communications.
Yes. Yes. In either a positive way or a negative way.
Yeah.
It depends on the individuals in that conversation.
The bottom line is it's the truth. Jupiter is always looking for the truth.
Yeah.
And
we're getting a lot of it.
Oh, it's to that you can't keep up with it.
I have screenshots, 3 or 4 of them here.
Yeah.
That is all wasteful spending that Doge has found so far.
Oh, it's beyond.
It is.
It's beyond the pale.
Like 2 million.
What I love is the transparency, and anybody can go look it up. And they are providing receipts.
Yes.
So not only are they saying this was spent, look, here's where the check went out. They are providing receipts.
Yes. There was today I saw 21, 22, 23 years ago, Congress authorized a spending. I can't remember what it was for. Something about media and whatnot. Anyway, that was only authorized for 1 year. That was 20 years ago. Okay. It's still getting paid out, even though it has not been reauthorized once. So that one thing is costing us $38 billion a year without those funds being, here's my books, this is what we spent it on.
Right.
We don't know. $5 million to Gaza for condoms. Like they're really going to spend that on condoms. Come on.
Well, that's what they were making explosive stuff over. 50 million. 50 million in condoms. But, you know, I mean, it's going to come out. If you are a person that wants to see receipts, go look it up right there on the website. I like the transparency. Yes. And now we've got Zelensky in a interview last night that said he only received $77 billion. And so that means there's $100 billion of aid that's missing. Where did it
go? I don't know where it went. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't feel it. I don't know. I don't know.
He says he didn't get it. He probably didn't. I believe
it sure ain't in there.
Now you just gotta laugh. Now you just almost to the point of, okay, somebody loses $100 billion. Okay, where did it go? So this is all going to come out. This is the year of truth. Just give it time and let it roll. Let everything roll off your back right now.
Yes.
Because, you know, February's got, I'll tell you what, 2025 is,
that one, hang on.
I hate to say biblical, but it is biblical because we're seeing things that we haven't seen in like 12,000 years.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it doesn't mean it's not going to be a little bumpy, because anytime you go through this massive amount of change, you're going to have some bumps in the road. So, but I mean, the car's going to run off the road.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like going up. Carrie Lynn and I were talking about it. She's like, I feel like I'm just like getting ready to going up the hill to a roller coaster, and you're just going up the hill, waiting to go down the hill. And that's 2025.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Astrologically, it is. And if you think that it's fast now,
wait for it.
We are not going to get started until March.
And January was gone. Poof, it's gone. It went so fast.
March is when it all explodes.
But it's going to explode in a good way. I think. I feel. That's what Spirit's telling me. There's going to be a lot of change, but it's going to be good change, at least for the United States and its citizens. No tax on overtime. That is going to expand the economy.
I don't get no tax on overtime.
No tax on overtime.
Wow.
Now Ford is moving its Mexico plant back into the United States.
Beautiful.
Now wait for this one. there's word. Okay, I haven't seen it with my eyes yet, but I got a report from a news station that Canada food plants may move their operations to the United States to avoid the tariffs. Hey, guess what? We got more jobs.
Yeah.
This is an amazing thing in my view. We're probably going to have companies moving back from Japan and China, American companies that are over there because of whatever, but they're more than likely going to be moving back. That's what he did in his first term. All of a sudden, all these companies jump back in the United States. As soon as who got elected, they jump back.
Well, because they put so many regulations on them.
Yeah.
So you got to wait, let the regulations and the whole eggs thing. But we're just going to have to, you got to ride this out and just, especially coming in March, because beginning of February, right now is actually an excellent time for romance. It's excellent time for communications. It's absolutely wonderful right now. I don't know. You're looking at me like, why am I not meeting anybody? I don't know. Venus was trining the sun. If you can't get a date when Venus is trining the sun, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, I got all of this right here. Who wouldn't want some of this?
Dude, you must be going to the wrong places. That's all I can say.
I'm going to the movies. I'm going to the bowling alley. I'm going to the Walmart.
Walmart? No wonder. You can't get a date at freaking Walmart.
I know, I'm being silly.
Oh, I thought you were being serious.
I have been going out more often, and every time it is, I just get reminded why I stay home. But I've been making more of an effort. I mean, Sunday I took myself out to eat. Nobody there. You go to the movies. Nobody there. COVID cut people going out and doing.
Nobody likes the movies. People stream now.
I enjoy
What about, give us an update on the dating site. You were going to try to get on the dating site for one weekend.
I didn't.
You forgot to do it?
No, I didn't forget to do it. I just didn't do it.
You didn't do it, did you?
I didn't do it, no.
You should, when Venus is trining the sun, you got to get on a dating site.
Well, I'm still on Facebook dating, but that's scary as hell. Sometimes I get on there just to giggle a little bit, but I'm gonna jump on a couple comments here real quick.
Okay.
Jason, hey, you're okay mentioning that, man. We're good. I love Graham Hancock's theories about that place. There's also another place very similar to it. I mean, they are finding things all over the place, and his theories on Egypt and the pyramids. I mean, they make perfect sense. About them being energy generators and not, tombs. It's all right there if you just look at it and understand and believe it. There was another one I wanted to hit here.
Oh, what romance? I'm sick as a dog. Kaysen is sick. Oh, honey, I hope you feel better.
Oh yeah, the money from the 100 billion that's missing. Building 7. Yeah, there was money in there too. Howie, I've looked at this. And I thought about it logically.
Yeah.
Now, let's think about this logically. Because if a business, say the one I'm employed in, gives me overtime, okay, yes, I have to pay taxes on that overtime, but so does that company, okay? So they don't want to pay any overtime if they don't have to, because that means they're paying more in taxes as well. So if you remove all taxes from overtime, that is going to save that company money, even though that overtime is still needed. So I actually think they may be willing to give a little bit more to get the job done, because they're not paying out so much as they used to. I think it's going to be beneficial once they see that and get used to it. If I want to work a couple extra hours a night, I can. I have that ability. Some people don't. Some companies, like the one my son works at, they get behind and they have mandatory overtime to get caught back up. that's going to save that company money as well as those employees. Those employees are going to get more in their check. They're going to
Sure.
spend more. They're going to be able to save more, spend more. I think it's going to be a win-win. That's my opinion. I'm looking at it in a good way.
Can you imagine when people like the road crews, when it snows and they're working 16-hour shifts back to back,
Yeah.
and that's all overtime, hazard pay, and they wouldn't have to pay taxes on that? Those kids could go out and buy cars. It would be wonderful for them.
Yes.
You know, it would be wonderful. No tax on Social Security. Wonderful. Wonderful.
And how is he going to come up with the money to run the government?
Don't.
On fair trade agreements. It's all in the conversation, which again leads back to the astrology.
Well, we bring in a lot of money too.
We do.
Yes, we bring in a lot of money. We spend a lot of money.
We do.
Consumers spend a lot of money.
And even consumers spend a lot of money on frivolous stuff they really don't need.
Yeah.
Do I really need that cat hat with the tail on it and ears? Probably not. Do I want it? Yeah. Okay. So I buy it.
Females will keep Sheen in business.
I find it difficult to go shopping. Say if somebody gives me a gift card.
Yeah.
One of my I've got a gift card right now. It's $100 gift card to Home Depot. And it's going to sit here for a while because right now I don't need anything for the house. Could I just go buy something I want? Sure, I could.
Right.
But like my mom, before she passed, maybe 10 years ago, she got me a $50 Walmart gift card. So I walked into Walmart with that gift card, looking for something to use that gift card on. I was in there for 2.5 hours trying to find something. The security started following me around because they legitimately thought I was ripping stuff off. And I ended up buying groceries.
Well, that's okay.
I needed to use it, and I couldn't find anything that I needed. You know, tools, I only buy a tool if I need it. Are there a lot of tools out there that I want?
Oh, men buy tools like crazy.
But I find it difficult to spend money on myself. Unless I need it, I'm not going to buy it.
Well, you need to really, I'm telling you what, up until February the 9th. Up until February the 9th, I want you all to please, if you're single, it is an excellent time to meet somebody until February 9th. The universe has got your back, and you better get your butts out there. And you can't meet somebody if you're sitting here talking about it. You got to go out and find the person.
Watch me. Don't tell a Scorpio he can't do something because God, by God, he will.
So, look, from now until February the 9th, I'm telling you, from now till February the 9th, meeting somebody, being social, going out with friends, having friends over, start into a new something, hobby or something. You're going to meet somebody. Write that down, February 9th.
I did. It's right here.
You have got, in Venus, tomorrow moves into Aries. She's very feisty. She's spunky. She's fiery. Very flirtatious. Get out.
I don't mind flirty and flirtatious.
Get online if for single people, for married people, or in relationship with people that are in solid relationships. It's a good romantic time.
There you go. Rekindle.
Go
out and do something you haven't done before.
Date night. This excellent time. I mean, and tomorrow Jupiter comes out of retrograde. So there we go. Full steam ahead.
Forward. Let's flow. Let's
go. Uranus is out of retrograde. Let's go.
Jump in that boat in that water and flow.
I mean, and then Mars trines Saturn. Mercury, we have a Cassini with Mercury. I'm going to tell you what, from now until the 9th, we are going to get so much information thrown at us. We are not going to know what hit us. February 9th, I'm going to put down, that's the day we get the JFK stuff. That's just my guess, because that is when Mercury is Cassini with, guess who? The sun. We're going to get a lot of downloads. February 9th is a lot.
Yes. So let me jump in. During the solar activity, it's very important to stay hydrated, stay grounded.
Yep.
Keep your wits about you. Take a step back. Practice the pause. Some people, like me, when the sun flares and it radiation hits the earth, I get into a better mood. Other people, it drops. Boom, they're done. They're sitting on the couch. They can't move.
Yeah.
They're done. Me, it helps me to get up and get moving. Scorpio, I love the sun. I love the heat. I don't like the cold. I love the heat. Bring me heat. Put me in that 110-degree weather. I don't care.
Yep. I like the solar flares. I get more energy. And again, 2025 is the peak of the solar cycle, which is every 11 and 12 years. So we're going to get a lot of flares this year.
Yeah. We are at the solar maximum.
Yep.
That's what science calls it.
So that from now until the 9th. Then on the 10th, this is the only heads up days kind of this in February. The sun first will square Uranus, and that is earthquakes. That's gonna, that's gonna be Earthquake City.
Hang on. I was prepared for this. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Nope. Small one, but 2.9 northwest of Oak Hill, Ohio. So it's already starting.
Ohio?
Yep.
They don't get earthquakes.
Nope. That's why I took a screenshot and saved it for the show.
That's weird.
Now let's hang on. Okay. So far, California has had wildfires.
Mm-hmm.
And then it had so much rain that it was creating mudslides, etc., damage, flooding.
Right.
What are they sitting on? A fault line.
Yeah.
So they might want to take some precautions.
Yeah. February 10th, earthquakes. I'm telling you, it never fails, does it, Keith, with earthquakes?
No.
With Uranus.
No. We call it and it happens.
Then the next day, Mercury comes in and squares Uranus. So once again, unexpected shake-up types where communications and computers can get your car. Mercury is transportation. Remember that. Your car can have if your car has issues right now, don't wait. Get it fixed now, because the 10th it's going to break down.
Yeah, and if you're going on a trip or even just driving back and forth to work, go out, check your tires, check your suspension, check your belt, check your hoses, check your fluids, check your battery. How old is your battery? Batteries usually last 5-6 years, unless it's a real cheap one. Then you got 3 or 4. I sold batteries for 30 years. Now I help make batteries.
Right.
Over time, they build up sulfates on the plates. When you hit a bump, those sulfates flake off. They build up in the bottom. If enough break off and build up in the bottom, 2 plates touch, poof, you're done. You pull into a grocery store parking lot, shut your car off, come back out, nothing.
Is that the little white stuff that's like the little white stuff that forms around the battery?
No, that's just corrosion.
Oh.
That's from the acid and the oxygen. It's corrosion.
Oh.
On the lid.
Well, and we don't. It's had 3
in New England.
In New England, that's odd too, isn't it?
No, notice the media really isn't reporting on these. At least I haven't heard of them.
They're too busy having meltdowns.
Mm-hmm.
They're in meltdown mode.
Yeah.
They're trying to hang on to their jobs.
Hey, Susan.
They're trying to hang on. They're trying to stay employed.
Susan, you are not late. You are not late.
But
a wizard or a witch is never early, nor is he or she late. They arrive precisely when they intend to.
Right. So mark those days on your calendar. Mercury squares Uranus and the sun is squaring Uranus around the 10th. It's going to start a little bit, about 5 days. So just be, just know that.
Yeah.
Then we have the full moon. This is a big one on February 12th is it's the snow moon. It is not a time to go out, and I'm going to tell you guys this right now. It's not a time to go out in crowds. It's not a time to go out where things could turn ugly very quickly. This full moon in Leo has got what we call a T-square. That's when the sun and the moon are opposite each other on a full moon. They are both squaring Uranus. This is an ugly T-square. Okay? Just be aware on February 12th. So we only really have some red flag days in February of a couple of days. It's the 10th, 11th, and 12th. Big flag days. I was going to look up the Super Bowl too, and I forgot to do that.
Oh, you mean when it is?
Yeah, it's Sunday.
Hang on.
But I mean the astrology.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 9th.
Well.
Oh, this is interesting.
Shit.
Hang on. Let me hit on something here, because this is interesting. Okay, Super Bowl is on the 9th against the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now let's go back a few hundred years. And Philadelphia was one of the first towns in the United States. It's where people landed, it's where they settled, and then they started moving west. And what did they discover when they moved west? Natives who had chiefs. So now in 2025 Super Bowl, we have the Chiefs against Philadelphia Eagles. And the eagle is United States national bird. You can't make that up. You cannot make that up. That is supposed to happen.
Well, that's pretty close to that Sun Uranus square. It's too close. I don't like it.
There's people that say that if you go outside in the private and you lean out on your back and you suntan your butthole, it's supposed to be good for you. I don't know. I don't know. I don't do it. But sun square Uranus, you might want to put some sunscreen on, because if you burn that, it's not going to be good.
It's chaos.
Sunscreen.
It's chaos. Yourself. But that full moon, so 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Okay. Got 13th. It down.
Then at the end of the month, we slow down to a mild roar, which will take it.
Yes.
So Valentine's Day. Okay.
Staying home.
It's fine. Mercury enters Pisces. So it's very creative. When Mercury gets in Pisces, things slow down. Our conversations slow down. We're more intuitive. It's a little bit calmer.
I like calm. I don't like being rushed.
I don't either. I don't like that full moon. But you have to have things.
Earthquakes.
Uranus gets things out of the way.
Just get it done.
It gets things done. Leo it's a strong full moon. It'll shake some things. Some things are going to get shaken up. It's not a time to be rebellious, and it's not a time to make quick decisions.
Right. And look at Leos, starting around, look at me. Look at me. I can do all these things. Look at me. That's a Leo. And that's what the full moon's saying. Hey, look at me. Look at what I'm doing. And the full moon, that is the time to release things that no longer serve you. And the United States is releasing things that no longer serve it.
I'll tell you what, that full moon in Leo will be hitting Donald Trump's rising sign. So I'm going to have to look at that too. Because there are times he's got to be very, very careful. We all know that.
Yep.
So I'm going to look at that.
There's been 4 attempts so far, and the media has reported 3 of them.
I think there's been a lot more.
We just don't know about it.
According to the astrology, there's been more, but I don't think we're hearing about it.
And every time Algol was right there to protect him.
Yeah. Algol's been our friend.
Yes. Thank you, Algol.
Then, of course, we get into Pisces season, February 18th, which things in Pisces season slows down from Aquarius season. We get a slowdown at the end of the month. Wonderfully, Mars, in the end of the month, Mars moves out of retrograde too.
Good.
So that's been in retrograde since November.
Yeah.
So if past the 12th, 13th, we're skating. We're skating to get ready for March. That is the whole month for you. It's not bad.
No. I got you, Raven. Earthquake in Rhode Island as well.
See, little baby ones are already starting to kick in, and we're just.
And the little baby ones are good because they help release the pressure.
Yeah.
And when you don't have the little baby ones, the pressure keeps building and keeps building. And that's when you get the big ones. So we like little baby ones.
We
like
want little baby ones.
They are our friend. They are.
I've only been in one once, and it's scary. They're very scary.
Nebraska has them every once in a while, but they're so small you really can't feel them.
They're scary.
One that I could feel, and it jiggled a couple little things, but that was it.
They're frightening. If you feel one that's moving stuff, they're frightening.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're frightening. But so watch those. Everybody's asking about the flying too.
New fault line right off the ocean, about 10 minutes away from where I live. So if that, interesting.
Goes down my building. Get earthquake insurance. It's cheap.
Yeah. And I'm going to throw this out. With your homeowner's insurance, like I say, I live here in Nebraska. I don't live in a flood zone. I live away from the river, away from lakes. Why in the world would you need flood insurance? Well, I'll tell you why you need flood insurance. If a pipe breaks in your home and you get water damage, your insurance company considers that a flood. Not covered by a lot of insurance companies. If it rains, you get a thunderstorm.
Yes.
They had down south and it leaks, the rain rises, comes into your home. That's not covered. Those people think they needed flood insurance because they live in the mountains. Why would you need flood insurance in the mountains away from rivers? Well, those rivers came up and spread out enough that they got their homes. They carried their homes away. And now they have nothing. I can't say they have nothing because our president is getting them into some rentals instead of tents. He is working on that.
Finally.
Yes.
And finally, luckily, the people in East Palestine, which is right up, they're our neighbors.
Yes.
East Palestine is where the train derailed with the poisonous water.
Yes.
And the only person that went up to help those people was J.D. Vance. He was the only one. It was the first time I had ever heard of him. Yep. And he went up to help those folks. And that you talk about being left out in the cold, they got nothing. They got zero help. And they went up today to check on him. which I'm sure that little town appreciated it.
Yeah, I'm sure. So I'm sure there are a lot of GoFundMe's out there. I'm not seeing a lot of them. I've seen a few here and there. Anytime I see one, I try to throw 5, 10, 20 bucks to
Yep.
it. That's what I can afford.
To help the people.
And these people are appreciative of it. I currently have one going myself right now because of my health issues in my home and losing my insurance money because they intervened in got through my firewall and stole it during a banking transaction. So I get it. I've lost my home to fire. I get it. Luckily enough, my shell and my roof survived, so I was able to rebuild inside. But it has been a journey, and a journey that has further screwed up my body because of the physical labor that I've done. So I understand, and if I get $5, I am excited. I am getting on that, and I am thanking that person.
Yes. Well, they received a settlement from the train company.
Good.
But it's been 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And when they needed it, they didn't get
It wasn't there.
They didn't get anything.
No.
They got nothing.
Had to go through the courts and everything, the whole 9 yards.
And they were sick. They were very ill up there because of the chemicals. They were very, very ill.
What's that going to do long term? We don't know.
That's bad.
We
it's
don't
not
know.
Good.
That's just like those things.
Yeah.
There's so much information coming out about those things right now. You need to be doing your homework if you got one. Just saying.
That's another thing that's coming out that's horrific.
Our leader, I'm going to say our fearless leader, I believe is planning on suing a certain country that starts with the letter C and ends with the letter A.
Here's the situation
in it that starts with W and ends in N, because the proof is out there that is where it came from. But
we funded it. We funded it.
I know that.
So sending that out into a court when we funded it. And another thing is the Doge portal is wide open. You can find all this information out with receipts. No questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
And you can look this stuff up yourself. And it is mind-boggling where our money has been spent.
You can look at it. Here.
Yep.
You want to hear a couple?
Well, I'll tell you one that I saw today that didn't surprise me is the fact that Fauci got $40 million and sent it over to the Wuhan lab in China for gain of function. Yes. Guess what date? His pardon was dated for 2014.
Uh-huh.
They've been getting money over there since 2014. Go figure.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That was on there.
There's proof of it. We've been putting it out and they keep taking it down. We put the proof out, they keep taking it down. But here, get this one. Get this one.
Okay.
Bureau of Ice Cube Conformity, $2.2 million to make sure all ice cube trays are about the same size.
What?
National Velcro Noise Study, $1.7 million. National Bubble Wrap Stress Relief Study, $1.4 million. Now this one gets me. Bureau of Mailbox Feng Shui, $900,000. Office of Seasonal Pumpkin Oversight, $800,000.
What?
Bureau of National Soap Carving Championship Grant, $700,000. Bureau of Left-Handed Scissors, $250,000. Office of Inflatable Pool Regulation, $500,000. Duck Quack Research Fund, $4 million. I don't know what
Duck Quacks.
American Cloud Watching Fund, $1.1 million. I mean, they did a study to see if lonely rats used more cocaine than socializing rats.
Yeah.
and there was millions spent on it. And you know damn good and well those lonely rats are going to use more cocaine than
The lonely rats are going to have fun. The lonely rats were the happy rats.
You cannot make the stuff up on what they are spending our
money
taxes on.
Yeah.
And the interest on the national debt, we are only paying the interest. We are not.
That's it. We're not. No.
And what here, is it, 38 billion?
Here we go. Here's the U.S. Aid, Office of U.S. Aid. Here are some of the things that the Office of U.S. Aid paid out. $20 million for a Sesame Street in Iraq.
Yes, that one. Yes, that one.
Like that one. $11 million to tell Vietnam to stop burning trash.
Yes. Yeah.
$27 million for gift bags for deported Central Americans.
Yeah, let's give them something to go home.
Why'd they give them a Louis Vuitton? What?
Oh, there was I don't remember which federal office it was, but they are spending like over $200,000 on little K-cup coffee things.
That was the Pentagon.
That was the Pentagon. Okay. And most people are working from home.
Yeah.
And those little porcelain coffee mugs, they're spending like $1,700 on each one of them. That's like when Reagan found out how much they paid for a hammer and what they called it. They changed the name of the hammer to sound technical, and they're paying thousands of dollars for a hammer. You could go buy it $10 at the hardware store. Same brand, same everything.
Okay, here we go. $230,000 per month was spent by the IRS on Starbucks cinnamon roast K-cups.
That's it.
I mean, it's almost laughable because it's like, you're kidding me.
No, we're not.
I know. And this is Doge. This is what Doge is doing. And this is what the American people should be very grateful for this happening.
Yes.
You can see it. Go to the website. He's on X. They're being very open at what they're finding.
Yeah. There's a guy on TikTok that goes through these every day.
Yeah.
And Doge report guy or something like that. But we have been teaching about this for decades. And we were conspiracy theorists. Well, here's your proof. The astrology is allowing this to happen. The truth is being allowed to come out. If you hear it, if you look for it, if you see it, if you feel it, you may sit back and say, oh my God, this can't be happening. It is.
It is happening.
It's okay.
Yep.
It's okay to be stunned because you got lied to by the media and you believe it. That's okay. It is okay. But once you finally realize, okay, this is happening, you need to try to stay calm. And then you need to start doing your shadow work about, okay, why was I led astray and why did I go astray? Why was I led to believe this? What was I taught? Who was I taught by? Why did they teach me this?
Yeah.
If you can do that, you're going to have a lot easier time with this. You're not looking to blame someone else. You are learning to allow and learn yourself to feel your feelings, how to work through your feelings, and how to understand how somebody else could have led you astray and why they led you astray.
And manipulated you.
Yes. Once you start looking and finding all of that stuff, your world is going to change in a much better way. Your vibration is going to go from here.
It will. You'll be happier.
It is a bitch to go in the bathroom and look in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I the way I am?
Well, and then in March, as we all know, because I've been preaching about this forever, Neptune is out of its 13-year cycle in Pisces. And when it hits Aries, all veils are off. So I imagine by about mid-March, there's going to be a report out that'll be on paper where you'll be able to read it, because Neptune and Aries is just going to be all gloves off.
Let's do it. Let's
I
do it.
mean, people are thrilled that this is coming out, and I think we should be very grateful to the people that are brave enough to be in there doing this.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
you know,
there's people targeting them. There's people not
sure
happy.
there
with it.
are. Well, you know, Zelensky coming out last night saying I only got 77 billion of the 177 billion that y'all said you're sending me. So there's missing $100 billion.
Yep. Where'd he go?
Where did it go?
Well, right before the day before the Twin Towers went down, they reported, I don't remember the exact figure, but it was billions of dollars.
I thought it was trillions.
From I think it was actually. Thank you for that correction. Was missing from the Pentagon's budget.
Yeah.
The Pentagon hasn't passed a budget in years.
Decades.
No accountability.
None.
But all of a sudden, once that came down, so did everything else, including Building 7. I could talk for a long time about that, but I'm not going to. My point is, let's distract you. Now, I think they knew that money was going to be reported missing. There was no way they could hide it for whatever reason. And so they got this set up. Now, the only way for those buildings to drop in a straight line is by planned detonation.
Demolition.
Plane hit, it did enough damage that top of that building would have either collapsed and sat, or it would have veered off and fell off sideways. Those two entire buildings would not have fallen in their own footprint. There is no possible.
Well, my thing is, if we are to be held accountable with our taxes and the IRS can audit us, then the government needs to audit itself every year. There's no excuse for that. We should get written printouts every year of what aid went, how much they took in. It's not hard unless they're hiding something. And you got to look at the voices that are screaming loudest on the U.S. aid right now to not be allowed in there and see what they're doing.
Right. City Council. During our budget meeting, it is an open meeting.
Should be.
Any citizen can come in and say, okay, you're planning on spending this much on this ambulance service. What's that going to get us in the community? What's your reasoning for wanting to spend that to aid? You know, they can ask questions. We can answer them. We can take their advice into heed. Public records. This is what we're spending on this. It needs to be public.
Well, everything that goes on up there should be transparent and shown to us, period, end of it.
Yeah. Instead, they're hiding everything. And if you're hiding something, you're doing something wrong.
You're doing something. That's right. Well, that's February, my dear. It's 9:04.
Yep.
So, all right, hon. Well, if you're going to hang around, I'm going to go. So don't forget Wednesday night, you guys, Mysteries Beyond the Scenes. And I'm going to be looking at the actual crashes.
Yes.
Plane crashes Wednesday night. DC especially. DC and the Black Hawk chopper. That's the one that's really intrigued my interest with the astrology. So that's what we're going to look at, because it looks like that Black Hawk just T-boned the plane. I don't care what anybody says.
It flew right into it. And there's some interesting controversy coming out about the pilot.
Yeah, it T-boned. You know, why was that pilot in that area with only 500 hours of experience?
And do you know I would think it would be absolutely difficult to fly a helicopter into a plane. I think that would be difficult.
I would too.
That plane moved.
And she headed right to it.
Yes.
T-boned.
Yes.
There's no other. And why was that helicopter at feet that they're only not supposed to go over 200 feet? They were completely off path, and they were above 200 feet.
Yeah, training mission.
Why was her name withheld? for a long time. Why has her social media been completely scrapped? There's a lot of questions.
Answers will come out.
Try to take your own Facebook page down.
Thank you.
You can't. It's impossible to take your own. They won't let you take down nothing.
It's difficult. You got to jump through hoops.
I know. So I'm going to do that Wednesday objectively. I'm looking at it objectively, but.
Well, that's really how we need to look at everything right now, is objectively.
Yeah, you have to.
Okay, have your beliefs, right, left, I don't care.
Right.
But look at things objectively. If you don't understand something, look for information. But look for legitimate, honest information, not
right.
what media is telling you.
No, media's done. The media, the big, we knew that when Pluto moved into the third house of communications and media into the United States.
Yeah.
And if you've seen all these people that are getting fired from the media, and the Hallmark Channel is getting better ratings than CNN, we know people aren't watching.
Yes. And I've heard that the Hallmark movie channel is finally coming out with a new plot for their second movie.
Yeah, I mean, they've got viewers now. People are actually watching the Hallmark Channel instead of CNN. It's craziness.
Everything is going to change.
It's changing now.
News is going to change. It's changing, and that's okay, because it's going to get better. The reporting is going back to more like what Walter Cronkite. You know what I'm talking about. It was investigative reporting. Right. Told the truth. They investigated before they made their reports.
Yeah, he did, and he never gave his opinion. But right now, it's be very careful what you're taking in.
Yes.
Because fear, there's they know a lot about vibrational energy.
Yes, they do.
They've studied it enough.
They want to keep it down.
And they want to keep your energy level down. They want to keep you angry, and they want to keep you in fear. Yes. Don't allow that.
No,
don't allow it, because fear only makes you vulnerable.
Very. To a lot of things.
Yeah. And that's what they want. And that was part of the whole COVID type of a mindset and psychology, to put fear in everybody. And it did.
Yeah. And to remove our free will, to remove our strength.
That'll all come out too. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's already here. We're living in history. I mean, look at the years, 25,000, 12,000. It's a great time to be alive.
Yeah, it is. Especially if you're doing your work on yourself.
Yep. Because so have a great week.
You too.
I'll see you guys Wednesday. So drop in and say hi.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks, Keithy.
You bet. Thank you. Night. It takes strength to work on yourself. Because it's scary. It's very scary. You go through a dark night of the soul. You don't know what is up, what is down, what's left, what's right, what's light, what's dark. You come out questioning everything. And I mean everything. Who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? You question everything. And that's when you find your answers and your soul purpose. And you start working towards that. And you start learning and educating yourself. And everything just gets better. Yeah, there's still rough times. We live in a 3D world. But you can raise yourself up to 5D vibration and skate. Okay, this is happening. Instead of throwing a hammer through the wall. It's like, okay, this happened at the bank. I got to make some phone calls. You're going to thank yourself. Thank you, Susan. Thank you. Thank you. On that note, it is that time. Again, please tune into the RNN's network Facebook page, the OtterSten Facebook page, the RNN and OtterSten YouTube pages. Click that bell, get the notifications. It's appreciated. Again, we got the little QR code up there. And you can support us by sending stars, both the Otters and the RNN network. So thank you for tuning in. It has been a good night. I had fun. And we'll see you in a couple weeks.